in the first, almost the entire first trimester of my current pregnancy, I would get really nervous when I was falling asleep because I knew it's like, I'm gonna be able to sleep for a couple hours and then at around 3 or 4 a.m. I'm gonna be awake and not be able to fall back to sleep for like 3 or 4 hours. And then the next day will be awful and blah, 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 blah. I had horrible insomnia. I just wasn't sleeping well. I couldn't get comfortable. And then obviously like the more pregnant you get, like physically getting into a comfortable position can be really hard. So each trimester can come with its own hassles. And, you know, for me, I think a big part of the initial insomnia was issues with hormones and whatnot. But some of the tips I'm going to give you can also help with that. So, okay, so how can we get better sleep during pregnancy? So one of my absolute favorite things is a pregnancy pillow. These are like these pillows that wrap around you. It supports your back a lot of times, and you definitely want to get one that also goes between your thighs or your knees, or just to put a pillow there, because that really helps with alignment. And it just feels like you're being hugged, and it just perfectly supports you. A lot of times they're built so it also goes under your belly and provides support there when your tummy is bigger. So get a pregnancy pillow. Sometimes like the covers of them are, like, I don't love the fabric, so I get a silk pillowcase that's for a king size bed, and then I wrap it around the top part. So I have like the silk pillowcase there, and then who cares about the rest of it? So that is a big one. Invest in a pregnancy pillow. I loved mine. Like my son is almost 8 now. I slept with that pregnancy pillow for the last 7 years. And finally, when it was getting a little flat, I gave it to my husband and got a new one. And I'll be using this one for the next 8 years. So invest in a pregnancy pillow, totally worth it. Something between your legs. So when you are getting into the second, the third trimester, it's pretty much impossible to sleep on your stomach. And it's advised that you don't sleep on your back for too long, because especially when you're getting bigger, the baby, like everything can put a lot of pressure on your vena cava. And this is a vein that brings blood from your lower body up to your heart. So we really don't want to put too much pressure on that for too long. I mean, if you wake up and you've been lying on your back for a while, don't freak out. We just don't want to lay that way all night. And so a lot of experts recommend that it's ideal to mainly lie on your left side, but really being on your left or your right side is fine. And honestly, you're naturally going to probably turn from one side to another throughout the night. So you don't need to obsess too much on if you're on your right, left or right. Just, we don't want to be on our back for too long. Let's see. You really want, like, now is the time to invest in like sheets, pillows, a comforter that make you feel like your bed is the comfiest place on earth. Like, you can think about like the nicest hotel you've been in. Like, what was that bed like? Really like invest the time and the energy, and if you can, the money in really updating your bed. If you like, we got a new mattress like when I first started to, or tried to get pregnant, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be pregnant within a month. So we have to get a new mattress now. And 14 months later, I'm finally pregnant, but I'm glad we got that new mattress. So that can be a benefit too, like getting a new mattress. If you feel like your bed's too hard, you can get like one of those Tempur-Pedic covers. Just like really look at how you can make your bed as comfortable as possible. Pillows, everything. Okay. Get like super comfy maternity pajamas, like satin, organic cotton, like really nice soft materials, nothing with like a waistband that pinches your belly, nothing that like goes up into your crotch. We don't want any like wedgies anywhere. Like, especially if you're having a baby in the summer, if you're pregnant during the summer, if you live in a balmy area, really breathable fabrics. And if you can, buy pajamas that are just for sleep. Because I know I went through a phase where I had like workout shorts that were pretty comfy to sleep in, and like old tattered t-shirts, and I would sleep in that, but it it just wasn't the same as like getting into really nice, soft pajamas that were like made for sleep. So invest in a few sets of really comfortable maternity PJs. And especially during COVID. I mean, I have been living in my maternity pajamas for the last 12 months, even before I actually got pregnant. All right, find some kind of like soothing nighttime ritual, and it doesn't have to be like anything crazy. You could light a candle and just like look at it for 3 minutes with the lights out to just kind of like settle. For me, I really like to read like a fiction book at night, like nothing related to work, nothing like too intellectual. I just like to like escape into another world. It's a really great way to turn off my brain, look at somebody else's problems, not my own. I had to stop doing like social media at night because I would just like start thinking about all sorts of weird stuff or get jealous of somebody, or I don't know, like all the emotions that social media stirs up are not great right before bed. You can journal. You know, people like to write a few things they're grateful for. Just find anything. And again, it can be such a little thing. It doesn't have to be this 30-minute ordeal. Just a little ritual that is your signal that it's time to like wind down. It's time to relax, to take those deep breaths. And it will help to train your mind and body that that's what happens before you fall into this really lovely deep sleep. Okay. Okay, this is kind of a weird one, but I swear by it. Okay, so, oh wait, I'm thinking about a different one. So, sorry, my son is trying to sneak in. Kids. Okay, so drink lots of water during the day, but stop around 5 p.m. So of course you want to stay hydrated. It's super important during pregnancy, but as you might have noticed, you have to pee a lot, and especially at night. It's like, God, when I would drink lots of water past 5 p.m., I kid you not, like once an hour, I'd have to get up and pee. And that can really mess with your sleep. Like sometimes we're able to just easily slip back into sleep, but sometimes after you get up and you pee and then you're awake. So if you can, like really, really focus on getting in enough water before 5 p.m. and then scaling back on your liquid intake after 5 p.m. So you've, for the most part, like emptied your bladder before you get in bed. And you're still gonna have to get up and pee, but it will hopefully somewhat minimize the amount of time you have to get up. All right, so something else, this can be part of that bedtime ritual, is drinking some chamomile tea. One thing you can do is also heat up some like organic whole milk and mix the chamomile tea with it. So with the heated milk, when you heat milk, it activates the tryptophan in the milk, and the tryptophan, it helps to, it causes the brain to produce more serotonin and more melatonin, two things that are great for helping regulate sleep. So that heated milk, if you can handle dairy, if you can't, just stick with the chamomile tea, but if dairy is no issue for you, make the chamomile tea, mix some in with that heated milk. Do it like about an hour or two before bed to give the tryptophan time to like do its thing. And I can almost guarantee you'll slip into this like really lovely slumber. All right, using a sound machine. So do as babies do and get a sound machine in your room. That white noise can be really, really soothing. And you might need to kind of shop around because sometimes some machines are like make really irritating sounds. So test out different sounds until you find one that is really nice for you. We actually just sleep with our air purifier on, and that's like a nice steady white noise that works for us. Get rid of like all the light in your room. If you have like a computer plugged in or like anything that has little bits of light, that can mess with your sleep. So like on your TV or whatever, get a piece of tape and cover that light. Try to eliminate as much light as possible from your room. With that said, if you feel like it's dangerous for you when you're getting up at night to go pee, like if you find that you often stub your toe or trip or something, obviously we don't want that to happen. So if you feel like it wouldn't be safe for you to not have any light in the room, then sure, have like some tiny source of light that allows you to see to go pee. But if you feel like, nope, I'm totally good, like getting up in the dark, finding my way to the bathroom without incident, then cut out all that light. Turn your phone on airplane mode and on silent. Because even when our phone is on airplane mode, a lot of times, especially if like an iPhone, if another iPhone texts you and you're connected to Wi-Fi, it still rings. So turn it on silent as well. You can also like go hardcore and leave it in another room, which I know sounds crazy, but you could do it. And last but not least, if you have a partner, before bed, part of your evening ritual could be your partner practicing different pregnancy massage techniques or pressure points on you. If you need tips for what that is, I have a video on this channel of birthing pressure points, birthing massage. It can be a great excuse to get a free massage every night. And that's about it. Oh man, this is a long video. If you have other tips for things that have helped you get better sleep during pregnancy, please let us know in the comments below.